All right. So hang on. Let's just, guys. If we're live, we're sorry. We don't know. It hasn't told us we're live, but it says we're live up there. So, okay, good. What's up, everybody? Tanner Larsson here from Build, Grow, Scale, along with my business partner Matthew Stafford. Together, we own and have kind of built the Build, Grow, Scale brand, which is a e-commerce optimization and data company where we collect massive amounts of data, interpret that data, run split tests based on that data, and come up with some amazing wins in the optimization department on a store. What we're going to do today is the first time we've ever done this live on YouTube. We think it works. We don't know if it works, but we're going to do it anyway.
We'll know soon.
We'll know soon. So anyway, the way this is going to work is what we decided to do is we've been doing this on Facebook Lives and people have loved it, but we figured why not give the YouTube crowd some love? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a deep dive Shopify critique, almost a roast of a popular Shopify store, one that's getting lots of traffic, making sales, people consider successful, and that people like to copy, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you through a process called heuristic analysis, what the store is doing right, what the store is doing wrong, and what they're just completely missing the boat on, all right? It's a very eye-opening experience, and it's all based around what Build, Grow, Scale calls revenue optimization. Matt, you wanna kind of explain revenue optimization real quick?
Yeah, the reason why we coined that term is because so many people use the term conversion rate optimization, and we feel like that's something that you could game. Like we could obviously raise your conversion rate just by lowering the cost of your product, run a discount, or do things like that. What we really want to do is improve the customer journey so that you actually keep more of the money and it's not just based off of discounting.
Gotcha. So again, and what we're talking about here is the entire buyer's journey, okay? Everybody focuses on traffic, right?
On traffic.
And
yes.
what is the last thing they should be focusing on?
The traffic should be the secondary thing. If you focus on the store, then the traffic works better.
So what we're talking about here is everything that happens after the click, the buyer or the visitor lands on your store. There's a massive journey that happens between the time they land and the time they either make a purchase, leave, or become a repeat customer or whatever. This whole road basically is getting ignored.
Actually, if you think about it, just as you said that, even if they landed on your product page, they would still have to click on whatever their product was, add to cart, then go to checkout, then fill out all that information. So really that part of the journey is way more than the traffic, but everybody focuses on the one click from traffic. And there's really about 7 or 8 clicks that happen on your store. Why not fix those 7 or 8 clicks, and then that one click from traffic would be.
Yeah. So what we try to do with that, keep continuing that road analogy. If you consider your buyer's journey and your store from the start to the finish as a road, okay? Ideally, if that road was perfectly smooth, everybody who hit your site would go through the road and end up as a purchaser at the end. The reason that doesn't happen is because what your store has is speed bumps, like every 45 millimeters, right? All the way through this road. And it's just a real jumpy, bumpy ride. And every time they hit a speed bump, it's a potential point for exit, for abandonment, for just getting fed up. So our job at Build, Grow, Scale, and what revenue optimization is all about, is removing those speed bumps so we can make that road as smooth as possible so the maximum amount of people who start on the road end up as customers at the end of the road, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to show you that just because a store looks like it's doing things right doesn't mean that it is. And definitely gonna be an eye opener. So without babbling any longer, let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna show you a drop shipping site called, what is it called? Alpha Buying.
Alpha Buying, yeah.
Alpha Buying. Now this is, according to a lot of e-commerce bloggers and dropship experts and stuff, a very popular, well-run drop shipping store, okay? So we're going to load it in an incognito window so it loads like we've never seen it before, because we really haven't looked deep into it, but we want it to load just the same way we saw it the first time.
Yeah, the only thing I've seen so far is this homepage.
Yeah, so that we haven't scrolled beyond this. So right now, at the time of us filming this, it is Saturday, September 14th, okay, of 2019. Saturday, September 14th. Are we even near Black Friday?
No.
Not even close. Not even close for an early Black Friday.
And it's a limited time offer.
Yeah, so it's going to expire before Black Friday? Like, talk about a disconnect in your customer's mind, right? And it takes up the entire above the fold. So there's a lot of other things going on here. But let's just talk about, we talked about the banner. So first of all, what we're saying is that that Black Friday thing is bad, right? That's not helping, right? There's no it's not near Black Friday. It's not even a pre-Black Friday sale. It's confusing them. The other piece is the fact that above the fold, which is what we consider gold, the most valuable real estate, because this is the determining factor what a customer sees as to whether they're going to scroll or bounce. On this, there's a shop now button that just sticks out of the middle of nowhere blocking the banner, and there's no value whatsoever. There's actually nothing that tells me what this site sells.
Right.
I don't even know where I am.
And for me, I would lose trust right away because of the fact that they can't update their banner.
Is this Black Friday from last year?
Yeah,
We don't know.
Yeah,
Or Black Friday in July, whatever. They're not doing it right, okay? The other thing is they have a home, their navigation, if we look up here, they have a home button, okay? The thing is, the idea of your site is to minimize distractions, minimize extraneous info that doesn't need to be there. So the home button, what about it?
Everyone knows that if you click the logo, that takes you to the home button. So they're actually
Wasting real estate.
forcing you to go through their menu to see something that they've already made the assumption. That's not prototypical.
FAQs, there's a whole bunch of things about FAQs. The main thing is if they are a frequently asked question,
It means your website's not doing a good job at answering
those questions
issues. And
in the right spot, right?
yeah,
And so the fact that you're, instead of addressing the questions where they arise to make the customer feel confident and give them the information when they need it, which is typically on the product page,
Yeah.
that you're making them go somewhere else to find the answer that you should have given them and addressed right there on the correct page. So we believe that if you do your site right, an FAQ page is completely irrelevant.
a lot of times the store owners use the FAQ as a sales page, and that's really done. It's done wrong. You shouldn't be like, how soon will I get my order? What's the quality of the product? All these different things that you're trying to actually sell. You should use actual questions from customer support and then actual answers, because then the people will, then they'll believe you and they'll
Yeah.
trust you.
Yeah, the most FAQs being used to sell rather than to educate is the
Yeah.
exact opposite. Now, about us, that's great, but collections, all right, of what?
Yeah.
What do they sell? We have no idea. They should have their top categories spread out across that menu. Collections doesn't necessarily mean, it means that the store owner knows that collections means here's my products. Not every shopper knows that.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't even think about that. I have no idea what this store sells.
No clue.
Now what type of product? We haven't went past.
No,
the
I know
homepage.
it drop ships just from Google, but I don't, that's it.
But what?
What? Yeah.
Shirts.
And
shoes?
my guess is
jewelry.
we're going to find it being a general site.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah.
But now here's the other thing, guys. The cart icon, that's cool. The search bar and the search icon. Believe it or not, there's a large percentage of traffic and customers and visitors out there that do not know what the magnifying glass means. So search is actually very valuable. Why don't you tell me about search real quick?
So we've tested it extensively, and it's about 4 times the value of a regular customer.
So every person who searches
is it worth about 4 of your other sales. And the nice thing about that is we've actually even tracked like the percentage of people that search or use the search. And when we make it bold all the way across the entire site, similar to what Amazon does, we've got it as high as 7%. It's more typical around 5%, but that accounts for 20 to 30% of the store's revenue.
5% of the people will search on your site. That 5% is worth 20 to 30% of a store's revenue.
Yeah.
That's
So
how important it is.
those customers they're about 4 times more valuable and convert about 3
So
times more.
emphasizing search is critical. A search box, a thing like this that pops up another page, that's completely breaking the user experience.
Right.
This search box with the word search spelled out should be prominently displayed on the site with emphasis.
Right, and then you can actually even optimize your search to where it would actually give you suggestions. But
Based on what
the
they're
way
searching.
that it is right now, you can't do anything
No.
with that. Even
So-
on the search page, they could have done that. But they
Let's-
didn't do it.
We haven't got above the fold yet. Let's scroll a little bit and see. Okay, so now we're scrolling to collections. Okay, we got beauty, kitchen, men, women, toys, lifestyle, pets, sports, bathroom. And then we got featured collection with products, all different sizes.
What is
Wow.
it? A wireless pen mouse.
Wireless pen mice, wireless pen mice, wireless pen mouse. Okay, prices. Okay, so professional EMS effortless hip trainer. Of course, that caught my eye. I'm sure it caught everybody's eye. Okay, so look, guys, do you looking at this side as a objective person who's looking to shop, do you feel like this store is like something you want to buy from?
Well, for one, it feels like it's going to be cheap products because
Yeah.
anyone that has all these different types of things.
You're not Walmart,
Yeah.
guys. So this is a problem. This is why the general store model is so problematic, because typically you're not Walmart. You don't have the ability to focus on all these categories, all these different products,
And do them well.
and do them well. The other thing is people go online to search to buy something specific, right? So if they click on an ad for your beauty product, they don't want to go see kitchen items. If they want to go to a general store, they'll go to Target or Walmart or Amazon, right? That even on Amazon, if you notice, when you search for an Amazon product, a product on Amazon, they don't show, if you search for a kitchen product, they're not showing you apparel, right? So even on a general store like Amazon, it's very niched down. The thing here is I've lost trust because number one, they're selling all kinds of stuff.
And the other thing is you can't,
It doesn't look good.
as a store owner, you cannot try to mimic Amazon.
No, not at all.
Amazon has developed trust over 25 years.
Yeah.
And people go there to buy, they don't go there to browse.
The other thing is this featured collection piece is basically trying to sell on the homepage. So a couple of things with what we're seeing here. First of all, the difference in image sizes where it just changes no matter whichever thing you're looking, and everything's different.
And the way that they've segmented them, go back up, you have a pen mouse.
Yeah.
And you have a
Water.
sink,
Drain weasel.
anti-clog wand.
And so it's not even categorized. It's just a hodgepodge. I bet you it's a raw feed.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
But the other thing is, notice every single product's discounted and on sale. Save. So, and then the images aren't consistent. They're clearly just grabbed. Some of them are product shots. Some of them are like Amazon style text-based images. It's just a mess. You're not inspiring trust here. So let's just start with the butt
But
product.
they do have a hip trainer.
They have a hip trainer butt product.
Yeah.
But we should probably click a collection first.
Yeah.
Kitchen. So let's go check a collection. All right, so now we're in a collection. Now here we go. I'm just going to scroll it real quick and then we'll talk about it. Oh man, these products. Okay, so there's at least 10 pages.
But they have everything in a kitchen, so that is good.
That's good. The problem again is the layout,
Yeah.
the mix of product. The other thing is there's absolutely zero filters. You want to talk about filters real quick?
Yeah, so filters is actually the second most valuable traffic that you have on your site. So when you give them the ability, so if we go back one step, your homepage is designed to, one, build trust and then give them easy navigation to what they're trying to do. So obviously that first page didn't build trust in us, but we were able to determine which type of collection we wanted to go to. So we came to the kitchen. Your category page should literally only be a filter system. And this has zero filter system other than you scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until you find a product. So it should be another, like one could be pans, one could be knives, one could be, I hate the word accessories, but what would you call like the avocado slicer and things like that, like, or cleaning tools or whatever. Like you would segment it down at one more step. And then when the person uses the filter on your category page, they're much more likely to land on something that they like and are interested in. So you have a much higher chance of conversion.
So then think about it. You don't even know what we're here. You want to go search through 10 pages of products that like literally hurt your eyes to go from big to small to big to small to big to small?
Oh, let's go to the capsule for that.
What is Matt and I actually know this product really well, and there is no capsule. Yeah, there's no capsule. So that makes no sense. So let's go ahead and click on it.
Yeah.
We've sold gazillions of these things. There we go. 3 clicks and I got there.
That's slow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we've got a product image that's, again, not with a white background. It's disjointed from the page.
And there's lines in it, almost like a photocopier.
You know what? It looks like it was kind of maybe cropped together or something because it's not even lined up over here.
Yeah.
So basically, anytime you have things like
this is a really
this,
good tool. We have sold a lot of them.
a lot of them. So people buy this. But I tell you right now, and they'll buy it for a lot more money than this.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're not going to buy this one because the trust has been destroyed on here. There's a huge gap in white space here that should be pulled up. the site kind of looks broken or janky because like the way this image is,
Looks old.
yeah, all these images are like this. This should be up. This is a great one. This is probably actually our video, if you think about it. Oh, wow. God, this is, so where do you, here, a product page should serve the right information at the right time in a way that the customer can consume it easily without a bunch of cognitive load. Now, cognitive load, you want to say that?
It's just the more things that you give it to focus on, the harder it is to make a decision. So if you can be clear and succinct, like we normally get the majority of our wins by having less on the page, not more.
No more troubles when serving avocados.
And then the exclamation point.
Yeah, well, I don't have troubles when I serve avocados. I have trouble when I cut or try to prepare
That's
avocados.
true too. Yeah.
Serving it, everybody eats it before it's off the plate. Like our family loves avocados. This incredible all-in-one tool splits pits, slices avocados safely and efficiently. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a mix of like Chinese drop shipping site AliExpress text along with some actually good stuff that was probably pirated off one of the actual websites that really sells these.
Look at the
yeah,
almost like as like an eraser.
yeah, they had to hide the logo of the
Yeah,
brand that was
yeah,
selling it,
yeah.
and then put their own text over it.
Yeah.
Fruit peeled knife. What does that mean? Right? Then over here, you've got the material. ABS what? Not a lot of people know that ABS is a plastic. Okay, so ABS, it should say flat. 20 centimeters. You should probably also make it into standardized units because if you're selling to the US, not everybody knows those measurements. 90 grams, features, but this kind of stuff, I shouldn't have to have scrolled 3 times to get to it.
And they don't have to say features. They can literally just scroll back up to that. It would be better just to be easy to clean, easy to use, durable, you know.
And this instruction right here, this how to use it, slice, twist, scoop, this is actually good. But it's lost in the transition. Then they got the specifications down here, which are also over here, which is again part of an image that they chopped.
Yeah.
I mean, as a shopper, you got to look at this. Now, what this is your typical, what you see on typical drop shipping sites.
Yeah.
Fast, quick, sloppy, and no attention to actually serving the customer. It's, hey, we've got 30,000 products on our store. We've got to list them all. We got to get a lot of images on here. And
or they just use an uploader that just like literally takes everything up there and then they don't ever take the time to go back and
so
make it
you need to look at, as a customer, you're not going to like this site. They're going to have all these little subconscious red flags that kind of go, oh, that's weird, that's weird. And once your brain, everybody's brain has a slightly different tolerance for quote unquote red flags when they're shopping. But when they finally hit that number, you bounce. You're like, you know what? The site, I just don't feel good giving them my credit card. You know what? I don't even believe they'll ship the product.
Yeah.
Or it's one of those Chinese things that I bought before that never either shows up or it's crap.
Yeah, this is actually a nice tool and you don't get that impression from this site.
No, it's actually a very good tool.
Yeah.
I have a couple at my house, you do
Yeah.
too. And we've sold thousands and
these.
thousands and thousands of these things. So that's a problem. Also, we didn't even talk about, so the add to cart button, the price, quantity, the add to cart button is really not jumping out at me.
No.
And that's what its job is to do, is to get me to click it. There's also no value proposition on this page, nothing that gives me any kind of trust or no KLT factor is what we call it, which is know, like, and trust. There's nothing on this page that makes me want to click this button. And that's the whole point of this page. I would almost guarantee you, and again, we haven't seen the data, that this page has a ridiculously low add to cart rate.
Yeah.
Now, actually, let's stop for a second before we add to cart. Everything that Matt and I are talking about here is based on a process called heuristic analysis, which is, Matt can talk about it in a second, but what I want to, and he can elaborate on this, but what I want to back up and let you guys know is we're not making shit up as we go through this. Everything we're talking about is based on best practices accumulated from over $400 million in product sales, millions and millions of dollars of ad spend, and over 40 full-time build, grow, scale employees who do nothing but analyze, interpret, test, and tweak data and optimizations on over 20 different $1 million+ stores every single day of the week. It's ridiculous the amount of thousands of hours that we do this. This is all we do. So when we say this is a problem, it's based on our actual best practice experience.
Yes.
Now, would we go ahead and just make changes to the site without doing something? What would we do?
This one we would just do so
We
bad,
know it's so
but
bad.
and
Most
In
cases.
general, yeah, most cases we don't. The very first thing that you'd want to do is go in and actually make sure that you're collecting your Google Analytics data properly.
Using Google Tag Manager, right?
Yeah, and then the way that you import that information into Google Analytics is using Google Tag Manager, so that you can actually see what people are doing on the page, what they're clicking, how far they're scrolling, where they're leaving, things like that. And then you can start to reorder the page and change elements of the page so that it'll convert better.
Yeah. Now, like he's saying, we always, even though we have this entire list, actually, I'll show you what we're talking about here before we go on, since we're on a side note. This is what we call a store audit. It's a revenue optimization analysis where we go through any store we work with. We go through this deep dive audit where we basically tear the entire site apart like we're doing here, only in a much deeper, more structured level. And we document everything that is wrong or we notice on the site. This thing works out to be, ridiculous amounts of single spacing with screenshots, suggestion changes, suggested edits. And this is where we start. So when we actually start working on a store that, hey, this is the first thing we're going to fix. And we just go through this entire thing. And this all happens before we get to do any of the fancy split testing and the really cool like growth and scale stuff. This is all the shit that's keeping you from growing. And we got to fix that.
Yeah, that typically for us, we feel like that points out the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that you can see that there's a lack of clarity. Even if it's working, how do we make it work better? And so we can go through that with the store owner and give them suggestions and then let them go ahead and work on it themselves.
So one more thing on this. This is actually a real one. I just had to block out the name. This is an internal one. But we actually have started offering this as a service publicly. We used to only give it to our members and clients. But if you'd be interested in having Matt and I's team of our 40 amazing, awesome RO experts go through and deep dive audit your site so you can deliver a report like this to you so you know exactly what to fix on your store, go to buildgrowscale.com/audit, AUDIT, buildgrowscale.com/audit, and you can get the details. This is something that we do in our Slack time. So if our staff has free time in their schedule, we will sell a few audits and fill up that Slack time to both deliver a service to you guys as well as keep our guys working. So if that's of interest to you, then you can go check that out. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get back on with the audit. I just wanted to let you guys know that this is 100% what we do every single day, what we're showing you here. This is a very high level overview, very surface level. When we do a real audit, it's very, very nitty gritty. So we've looked at the home page, the collection page, now product page. The next step is to add to cart. So let's see what happens here. Okay.
Yeah, so obviously you can't even see what your total is because of the fact that there's so much white space at the top. And also they've left the navigation in their cart. So typically you would want the menu and the logo and all that stuff to be gone, because at this point you're close to the sale.
No
and
distractions.
the last thing that you want to do is distract them with other stuff. So
yep. So get rid of this white space here. There's no reason for it, and get rid of any of the navigation. The logo can stay for consistency, but you should get rid of the navigation. Okay, so the other thing here. Oh, wow. Okay, so first of all, let's test this because that's.
Okay,
well, that's good.
Auto update.
Auto update's very important.
So I'm not really sure what the update cart button's left on there for, because it is updating.
So it shouldn't even be there.
No.
So this is an extra button that should not be there.
Shipping, taxes, and discounts calculated at the checkout in the way of the button. So there's zero reason to put that, because that's offering information at the wrong time. All of that should be addressed later on when the shipping, the taxes, and that are calculated. So don't do that in the cart.
So, and then down here, to do direct checkout with debit/credit card, PayPal account not needed, please click checkout and do the following steps. This is really, really bad information at the wrong time. Like, look, I'm not even in the cart anymore. Like, I'm way down here. This is, I honest to gosh, don't know why. I mean, out of thousands and thousands and thousands of stores, I've never seen anybody. This is creating a solution to a problem that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to, in some convoluted way, push people into a certain form of checkout.
That just makes me feel like less trustworthy.
It's like, hey, I have to do all these things. Why can't I just check out like a normal store?
Yeah.
We typically suppress the PayPal button from the checkout or from the cart and make it only show up in the checkout, because if they click here, there's no chance, and then they abandon the PayPal, there's no way for you to capture any kind of abandoned cart data to follow up with them. So you don't want them to be able to leave your site, which is what happens if they click this PayPal button. This is, wow, terrible. This is, don't ever do this, guys. Okay, so let's check out, see what happens. All right, so we're loaded standard checkout.
So all the white space on the top where the logo is, all of that is actually real estate that you can use. So we use that to offer trust signals, like we accept PayPal because it shouldn't have been on the cart. Or you could actually put like your customer service email, phone number, things like that. Doesn't mean that people are going to use them, but the fact that you're saying, hey, we're here, we're available, you can get a hold of us. You'll be surprised at how much that actually helps your checkout convert more.
So email, there's other text they could be using in here to optimize this to get more valid emails and better abandonment.
Yeah, and the theory behind that is people don't mind giving you information as long as they know why you're going to give it to them or why you're asking for it. And so right here, rather than them give you a false email, you can literally say email, and then in parentheses, required for order confirmation. Then they're going to be like, oh, okay, they're going to send me my order confirmation. I'll put in my best email, which is what you want.
And they've done good. They turned off the company field, which is good because every extra field you have, a form field is what I'm talking about, actually reduces the completion rate of a checkout page or a form. So by returning that off, that helps. If they're not using SMS, they need to turn the phone field off. And also, if they're not using SMS,
yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, for us, that's the largest form of revenue generation from people off the abandoned checkout.
Yeah. Now, also, just like email, you need to tell them why you're giving them a phone field or asking for their phone number. Okay.
Yeah. So we in the email when we tell them it's required for order confirmation. Here we tell them it's for shipping confirmation. And
then there should be some kind of value proposition down here as well to get inside the next click. Also, they can add an icon to the button. We actually developed an app that we give to our Build, Grow, Scale clients and stuff that actually helps us optimize this checkout and dial it in, because this is actually one of the weakest links in the Shopify platform because it's the only page you truly can't optimize on your own from inside your dashboard. And it is obviously the money page. So it's the most important page to optimize. And that's why we had to build our own app. We don't sell it publicly, but we're just telling you that this page can be a lot better.
Yeah, this is where the transaction happens.
Yep. Okay, so where are we at here? There we go. All right, guys. So what you just saw was us going from across the entire front end buyer's journey, right? From the time they landed on the site. And you may say, well, you guys spend a lot of time on the homepage. Why did you do that? I don't send people to the homepage. Well, neither do we. But
it's the second most visited site or page on your site.
And guess what happens? You direct them through an ad directly to a product page. Yeah. They land on that product page. They look at it. They like, you know what? I got to do my due diligence. So what do? They go to the homepage.
Yeah, or they actually might like the product that you sent them to because that was their interest based off your interest targeting, but it's not necessarily the one that they're going to buy. And so they want to see what other options you have. They're going to go back and go through that part of the journey.
Yep. So just because you don't send them to your About Us page doesn't mean they won't go there. Right. So by neglecting these pages and neglecting this buyer's journey, all you're doing is creating red flags and reasons for the people to hit a speed bump and bounce. Now, you may think, oh, well, I've done this. Every site has hundreds of speed bumps of varying sizes that are conflicting and interrupting the buyer's journey, right? Yeah. And even on stores that we've been working on for 18 months or longer, we are still, that are totally dialed in, optimized, we still find speed bumps almost every day.
Yeah, so, I always liken it to like if you're out four-wheeling, the first time you go through the site, all you did was clean off the windshield so you can see what's actually, you're getting rid of the glaring areas. And then as you refine that process, you're just dialing it in, making it better and better and better.
Now, the crazy thing is what we just showed, again, like I said, it was a surface level version of one of our store audits, okay? However, if you are watching this, one of the reasons we do these publicly is we want you to be able to look at a store and go, oh, I'm doing that too. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Or you can learn from this and go make immediate improvements without ever hiring us or doing any kind of work with us, but we're just delivering the value that you can use. These will make big changes. A store audit like this can literally double or triple the performance of your front end on your store, because there's so much that can be done that if you just smooth out the process, everything works so much better. And it's not until this stuff is done, the actual base level optimization, that you can actually get to that scaling portion. You're never going to be able to scale traffic, which is obviously the cool thing everybody wants, right, Matt?
Yeah, well, if you think about it too, your store, the average e-commerce store converts at 2% or a little less.
Less than that.
So that means 2 out of 100 people that went through your store actually turned into buyers. If you can smooth that out a little bit more and get 3 out of 100, you would have added 50% to your business without doing anything else. If you can get 2 extra people out of 100 to buy from your store because the journey is smooth, you've doubled your business without buying more traffic, which is what we talked about.
And that's the thing.
Traffic's not your problem.
No, it's not. The problem is what happens after the click. If you, and I know you guys, like we do e-commerce all day long. We're the same way. Everybody wants to buy as much traffic as possible to have the biggest business that makes the most money. If that's what you truly want, then stop trying to get better at traffic and squeeze, a dime out of a nickel.
Yeah, stop having to pay for another 100
to get 2
people
sales.
to come to your store to get 2 sales. Why not just focus on, you've already got the 100 there, instead of only getting 2 to get 3 or to get 4.
Yeah. Now with that, we believe 100% in that. It's the premise that Build, Grow, Scale is built on. It's why all these top level brands are trusting us to do the work on their store and partner with them and help them build the business that they actually want, because they realize that traffic is not the problem.
They already own their media.
Yeah.
These big brands own their media.
Yes.
They understand that the money is made in the journey on the store.
Correct. So what we are doing, and what we want to do for you, if you are interested, is if you liked this, if you like, man, I wonder what's wrong with my store, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the knowledge, or I don't think I have the time to develop the skill set to learn how to do a proper heuristic analysis and actually analyze your store, then we are making our team available to you through these store audits, okay? This is a limited time offer in terms that we only sell enough every month to fill in the slack time, in our team schedule. When our revenue optimization experts have time, it's like, oh, okay, well, we can do 5 audits this month, or 6 audits, or 10 audits, or 2 audits, or whatever. We make them available, okay? So the website, if you are interested to learn about this and get all the details and the nitty gritty and how it works and the deliverables and all of that, and how this is buildgrowscale.com/audit, okay? The goal here is to help you, because this is what we do. We can deliver this to you on a silver platter. You take this report, you go through it, you click the links, you look at the screenshots, you follow our suggestions, and you make some massive, massive wins. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when you get this report, we've delivered tons of them to people. Here's the thing. The number one thing that happens is they look at it and like, how am I supposed to do this? This is so much work. Well, you're gonna chip at it the same way you eat an elephant, one step, one bite at a time. But we've actually added a really cool section to the report, right, Matt?
That's called the low-hanging fruit. So it's what we think are big, easy wins that you can do right off the bat by yourself.
And it's usually 3 to 5. So what they do is our revenue optimization experts, who are the real guys and girls that you want going through your site. Matt and I may be beautiful and pretty and all of that, and we are, right? But honestly, our staff is 10 million times better at what we do than we are. So you want them going through your site. But once they finish going through your store and compiling this entire audit, what they do is they go back through and compare it to, like I was telling you, the $400+ million worth of sales data and optimizations in our whole testing data banks and all of that, and go, okay, based on this data and what's wrong with your site, these are the 3 to 5 things that have changed and implemented right away will make the biggest wins.
And you could sell a lot more of those hip trainers.
Yeah, so a ton more hip trainers, right? But the idea there is to give you as the closest thing to instant ROI, return on investment, that we possibly can. At the very least, you pay for your audit, but ideally your store performs so much better that it just continues to grow. Now,
what is the sneaky reason behind us doing
yeah,
this?
there is a dastardly sneaky, really, really sneaky, like the Adam Sandler movie. I don't underestimate the sneakiness of me, right? We're very sneaky. And that is that by delivering this to you, this is our absolute best foot forward that we can give you, short of doing all the work for you, which nobody can really afford. to help you. And what we are trying to do with this, our end dastardly plan, is to deliver so much value here to help your store perform so well that you're like, man, what else do these guys do? I want to come to one of their events. I want to buy Tanner's book. I want to attend a workshop. I want to join their program. I want to work more with BGS. So we're hoping that by demonstrating all this value and helping you make a lot more money with your store, that you would want to continue doing business with us. That's the sneaky truth, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sneaky, right?
Yeah.
But only after we show you through this how to completely blow your store up. All right. So if this is something you want, again, it is buildgrowscale.com/audit. And the only scarcity on it is that we offer it every month, but we don't have a full capacity of them. So sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 3, whatever. So if the order link on that page is live, great, grab it. If it's not, there'll be a waiting list option for you there that you can take advantage of if you want, or just keep checking the page back. So I highly do recommend that if they are available, you jump on it, because even if you ignored the 16, 17, however many gazillion pages this thing is on your store, depending on how messed up it is, and just did the 3 to 5 things, you would more than ROI on what your investment for the audit and have a huge impact
Hopefully
on your
right
business.
away, and then every month after that, it's profitable.
Absolutely. And the other thing is there's another secret reason with the low-hanging fruit, to be totally transparent. We know that when people get stuff like this, their tendency is to get overwhelmed, glaze over, and not do anything.
Yeah.
So when we give the low-hanging fruit, not only because it will give you the biggest wins, but every time you get a win, we want it to be easy for you, number one. So low-hanging fruit, hey, 18 pages, but oh, hey, guess what? Only worry about these 3 to 5 things. You make one, you see a win. Then you get excited. Do the next one, you see a win. You do those low-hanging fruit. At that point, you're like, oh yeah, what would happen if I did everything in this report?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on here to really help you get the most out of your store. And I promise you guys, this is worth its weight in gold. So again, it's buildgrowscale.com/audit. buildgrowscale.com/AUDIT, just in case I didn't enunciate. And we've got them available for you. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, it's on YouTube. We hope it's on YouTube. Please leave a comment below. Let us know. We actually want to do more of these. So if it's well received, let us know so we can know that it's a good idea to do more of them. All right. With that, have a great day. We will see you all later.